Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot, and welcome to yet another pick a card reading. In today's reading, I'm going to be finding out how you can embody your healthy divine feminine. If you are in the process of healing your inner healthy divine feminine, then I'm going to be getting you some messages, guidance, advice from spirit as to how you can step into your divine feminine and thrive as a healthy divine feminine. So as always, I have three groups prepared for you guys to pick from. We have group number 1 with the opalite heart crystal, group number 2 with the rose quartz heart crystal, and group number 3 with the lapis lazuli heart crystal. You can take as much time as you need. Pause this video if you'd like to pick either one or multiple of these groups intuitively, and once you have made your decision, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below as well as in the pinned comments. Hi group 1, you guys chose the opalite heart crystal, so let's find out how you can embody your divine feminine in a much better way. Let's see what you can do in order to embody your divine feminine. So we have abundance and then independence, right? Immediately something that I'm getting for you guys, hold on, let's get more of your cards as well. Brow chakra, which is your third eye chakra, and healing. I'm healing from the inside out, right? Something that I'm picking up for you guys, group number 1, is that a way in which you can embody your divine feminine is by working on your abundance mindset. Okay, so some of you have to work on your abundance mindset where maybe you feel like you've been working hard, but there is some sort of blockage where you either feel like you don't deserve this abundance, or that you're not doing enough, or that this abundance can come into your life only if you're independent, or only if you work for it, only if you make it happen, in the sense that maybe, like, you know, you believe that this abundance can happen for you only if you make it happen for you, like it's just you and no one else, like there's no higher power that's helping you, there's no like unforeseen forces that are helping you, nobody on earth can help you, it's just you on your own working hard towards your abundance. So maybe that's like a mindset that you have to change. But for some of you, I'm also getting that, you know, maybe you're like blocking help from others. Maybe you're like so focused on creating this abundance on your own that you're not really letting other people in, letting other people help you, because there is a possibility that this abundance could come into your life in a much easier manner than possible. Like maybe it's just like there's an easier way in which you can find abundance in your life, but I'm getting this feeling that you're somehow making it hard for yourself because of how you view independence, and also how you view abundance. Okay, maybe how you feel about being financially independent or financially abundance, maybe like that's a view, that's like a thought pattern that needs a little bit of change, some sort of modification maybe. Maybe like, you know, you're working too hard to a point where you're almost on the brink of burnout, to a point where maybe even once you reach this abundance, you're so burnt out that you won't even be able to enjoy this abundance. Or like you are just like so focused on creating this abundance that you're like making things hard for yourself. Like there's an easier way in which this abundance could come into your life, but you're standing in your own way. You're like blocking your own blessings when it comes to abundance. Maybe how you feel about being financially independent, in the sense that, you know, nobody else can help you financially, you have to help yourself financially. Like maybe that's something that you need to work on or change on, because I feel like attracting abundance. And like I saw this video which was so interesting a couple of days ago, where like this lady was talking about the manifestation process having both masculine and feminine energy to it. Okay, so like when you're manifesting abundance in your life, for example, the masculine side would be like, you know, doing, putting in action, putting in work towards reaching this goal so that you are abundant. But the feminine side is also being passive, by just being, by being open to receiving this abundance, by saying, you know what I'm doing is more than enough, what I'm doing is enough, and it is going to bring me the results that I want. I don't have to push myself harder, I don't have to do more, I don't have to you know, like neglect my health, neglect myself, neglect my connections in order to run behind this abundance or chase this abundance to a point where it becomes a manifestation that's coming to fruition, you know. So like I feel like you have been in a very masculine role up until now, where you're just like doing and giving and just providing, protecting yourself, and there's no one else that you could have maybe leaned on, because you're not letting yourself lean on someone else, because you're not letting someone else help you or support you. And I think what you can do, and like the best way for you to embody your feminine energy, is to just be. Okay, do what you want to do, like, you know, do the actions that are going to take you closer towards your manifestation, but also be. Okay, trust that you are lucky, trust that this abundance is coming into your life, trust that you are doing enough, that you are enough, that you are deserving of this abundance. Trust that just because you can do this alone doesn't mean you have to do this alone. Okay, there's a difference. Like, and this could be in any way. I'm just saying abundance, maybe this is like an abundance of wealth, but this could also be an abundance of love in your life and support in your life, right? So like, just because you know that you can take yourself out on a date, or you can provide for yourself, or you can, you know, go watch a movie alone, or go have lunch at a restaurant alone, just because you can do these things doesn't mean you have to do these things. Okay, it's okay for you to want partnership, it's okay for you to be self-sufficient, but also have people in your life who you can depend on. Yeah, so that's something that I'm seeing here with the brow chakra and the healing. I definitely feel like one thing that you can do is healing your like wounds, inner wounds. Okay, any trauma that you have, any mindset that you have, any limiting beliefs that you have about your independence or your abundance, like that's something that you need to heal. This could be as simple as, you know, like all men are pathetic and ridiculous, and they all want the same thing, and they're all really stupid, and they're all really dumb, and who needs them? Just like healing that, because like if you're going to think that they're all bad, then you are only going to meet bad people. And how are you going to let in a man who is good, who can be good, right? Because in your mind you're like, no, they're all bad, so how would you give anyone a chance? And yes, there are bad people out there, there are bad men out there for sure, but you know, when you think that they're all the same, you attract that kind of, you know, that kind of a man in your life. But if you feel like you can work on that like blockage, work on that mindset, heal from that mindset, heal from the hurt that these men from your past have given you, you will be in a better place to attract better men into your life. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely healing that's required, whether that's like wounds or trauma, but this could also mean healing wounds with regard to your brow chakra, healing your brow chakra, which is your third eye chakra, which is Again, a very feminine chakra, according to me, because it is the chakra that basically helps us with our intuition. It's the brow chakra. It's the one that's right between our it's our third eye chakra basically. So yeah, that's the chakra that's responsible for our intuitive downloads, our intuition, being able to see beyond the physical, right? So yeah, and that's something that's so inherently like feminine. It's like, it's such a feminine trait to be able to pick up on vibes, to be aware of intentions of people. And maybe that's something that you've been ignoring, maybe that's something that you've been suppressing, because you have, you're like, what, I have only dealt with bad people and that's why all people are bad, or I have only dealt with abundance coming into my life if I've worked myself to a point of burnout, and that's the only way it's gonna come into my life. And yeah, my phone just went off, so that's confirmation. Like, maybe that's been your thought, and because your thoughts have been rooted in trauma, or maybe rooted in rationality and practicality, you have been neglecting the feminine traits that you have. You've been neglecting the feminine softness within you, okay? The feminine ability, your feminine superpower to just be psychic, be able to, pick up on vibes, be able to like understand non-verbal cues, pick up on them, pick up on red flags. Like, you just don't want to see them at all. So maybe like you've shut that part of yourself down completely, group number one. And it does feel like I'm calling you guys out a little bit, but yeah, I think it's okay, because you can hear this, because I feel like you are in such a masculine energy that you will be able to take this constructive criticism and work on it, and work on being more in your feminine. So yeah, that's something that I'm definitely picking up for you guys, group number one. Let's get your tarot now. Let's see how you can do this, how you can bring more balance into your life, or how you can step more into your feminine. So we have death. Yes, there is a transformation that is required. There is the death of these old patterns, these old behaviors, this old way of living that's required. And that, like, you can get help from someone. You can either like hang out with more feminine people in your life. They could help you, like a professional could help you, okay? Like going to a therapist, going to a doctor could help you. Maybe Reiki healing could be something that could help you. A tarot reader could help you, or just hanging out with your girls. Maybe like you have been the kind of group that was like, oh, I don't have a lot of female friends, I usually just get along with guys because it's less drama. But I think what you're being encouraged to do is to work on your relationship with women, whether that's women in your own life. So that could be your mother, your sister, a grandmother, even a teacher, or a friend. Or this could just be healing your relationship with how you view women, as sisters, instead of viewing them as competition, instead of viewing them as people who are after you, or have ulterior motive, or could never be nice to you, or are catty or bitchy. Instead of that, start seeing them as, sisters, people who are just like you, people who want things that you want, people whose lives are just as difficult or as easy as yours, who have to go through pretty much the same sort of things that you have to, especially when it comes to facing the world, which is very masculine, unfortunately. So yeah, there's definitely like some sort of healing that's required here, some sort of transformation that's required here for you to do. And that could really help you balance out this energy, okay? Let's get some more information as well. Let's see what else you can do, and then we'll see the outcome of it. So there's strength, and there is the Eight of Wands, and then we have Justice as the outcome, followed by the Knight of Cups as the outcome. Ooh, okay. And the bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Wands. Okay, so something else that you can do is start by taking slow but sure action towards, you know, towards actively changing things in your life, actively moving out of your comfort zone, actively doing things that maybe don't come very naturally to you. Okay, so that could mean actively going on a date, actively hanging out with maybe women who you don't get along with in the past. Okay, so like your mom or your grandmother or your sister. Okay, or it could mean actively hanging out with women, or you know, talking to women, talking to people, like, yeah, just like going on like an all girls date, like a girls night out or something of that sort. Yeah, actively doing that, like going, having a sleepover is something that might help. Okay, or this could be like actively taking a day off from work and saying, you know what, if I take a day off of work, it's not going to affect my growth in any manner. Like, I'm allowed to, and I can take this break and I can still reach my goal. Okay, so I don't have to work myself to a point of burnout. I am allowed to take a break. I deserve a break, and I'm gonna take a break and not feel guilty about it, not feel guilty about not doing anything, not feel guilty about taking care of myself. Okay, so anything that maybe is out of your comfort zone a little bit is something that you're being asked to really do. Okay, yeah, and that's something that can really help you, just like stepping out. And this doesn't have to be like a very big thing. I mean, you can honestly just take small baby steps, like 1 foot at a time is going to take you miles further from where you are right now. Okay, you don't even have to think about the destination, you just have to think about the next step. Okay, so anything that comes easy to you but it is out of your comfort zone, so that's something that you're being asked to do. Take it how it resonates, because this is a general reading. For some of you, this is about a career move. For some of you, this is about maybe how much responsibility you take around at home. For some of you, this is like financially, how much responsibility you take. For some of you, this is like a blockage that you have when it comes to relationships. For some of you, this is a blockage that you have in terms of friendship. So like whatever this blockage is, I feel like if this reading is resonating with you up until now, you will know what this blockage is about. So take it how it resonates. Like, think of one thing that you can do that is out of your comfort zone, but it is something that is easy enough for you to be able to do. It's practical enough, it's something that is completely doable, right? And do that. Okay, so for example, if this is a relationship, right, if this is a blockage in terms of a relationship, the first most basic thing that you can do is maybe download a dating app, and you don't even have to talk to anyone on it. You can just swipe people and like see who you're interested in, you know, maybe casually, then have a conversation with them. And you don't have to meet them immediately. Like, you can talk to them for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months, and then when you're ready, you can go and meet them, right? So you don't have to like go on a date right away, but yeah, put yourself in a situation where you'll be much closer to then eventually going on that date, right? So that's what you're being asked to do, group number 1, because the outcome of it is going to be Justice and the Knight of Cups, which means that there is going to be justice, there is going to be a rewarding situation. This is going to be you know, like your efforts will definitely pay off. Your healing, your transformation is something that is definitely going to pay off, and it's going to show good results. So you know, this is a little nudge for you from spirit to go ahead and make these changes and do this inner healing work for sure. And that is also something that could bring more people into your life, whether that's like-minded people, whether that's your soul tribe, your soul family, your soul mate even. This is going to definitely bring much more genuine and authentic connections in your life. At least one genuine authentic connection is definitely on the cards for you guys if you just do this inner healing and if you just do this inner work, right? And the Knight of Cups is a pretty fast moving card, because like cups indicate in terms of times maybe like a couple of weeks. So I feel like from the time you begin this healing process or this transformation, it might only take a couple of weeks for you to start seeing progress. Okay, so it's not like you're gonna have to wait for a very long time at all. This healing process might take time, this transformation might take time, yes, but the results of it you might start seeing almost immediately. Okay, so yeah, that's something that you are being encouraged to do. Just make these changes and, you know, do this inner healing, do this transformation, so you can be in your divine feminine and you can attract better connections, better people, and authentic relationships in your life. Group number one, like, you know, what you're seeking is seeking you. That's something that's coming through for me. So like, you know, when you start working on yourself, people who have been working on themselves will come into your life. People who've been healing themselves and transforming themselves are going to be coming into your life. Okay, more emotionally mature people, more emotionally available people will begin to come into your life when you also step into that energy, right? And when you start embodying your divine feminine. So that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number one. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Claim it in the comments as well if you'd like to. Subscribe to this channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 2, welcome to your reading. You guys chose the rose quartz heart crystal, so let's find out how you can embody your divine feminine. We're gonna start off with these cards first. So we have caution, okay, inspiration, right, we have audible guidance, and we have abundance. I am abundant, endless abundance flows through me. Okay. A very specific message that I'm getting for this group number 2, and it might be for just very few of you, so take it how it resonates, because there are other messages that I'm getting as well. But like the first message that came to me is like, one thing that you really need to be cautious about is who you hang out with, who you inspire to be like, who your idol is, who you're surrounding yourself with, because these are people that maybe like your spirits or your angels, a higher power, they have been giving you signs that maybe these are not the best people for you to look up to, because you're aspiring to be like them, but there's something about them that you don't know. There's like something borderline fraud like about them that you don't see, and it's like there's a higher power that doesn't want you to get trapped in a difficult situation because of the people that you're hanging out with or you're looking up to. A very, very specific message that I'm getting is that if you have been like spending money on things that you don't need or that you don't really want, but you're doing that in order to like fit in with a group of friends or to impress somebody or to pretend to be somebody, or because you are wanting to be like someone who you think is also spending that way, that is something that you need to be really, really cautious about. Okay, because there is this feeling that I'm picking up on here that you're being a little bit frivolous, a little bit impulsive, a little bit wasteful wasteful with your resources, and that is something that you really need to look into. So how can you step into your divine feminine, how can you embody your divine feminine, is by becoming an inspiration instead of being someone who's constantly getting inspired by other people. Okay, not to say that you're not allowed to look up to people, but it's like, you know, in order to be like someone else, don't forsake your own originality. Okay, like don't abandon your true authentic self in order to be like someone, or in order to be like someone you're looking up to, or you're trying to inspire, or you're trying to influence, or you are trying to impress. Okay, I feel like a way in which you can embody your divine feminine is by not really focusing on the superficial for a while, and instead focusing more on like quality instead of quantity, focusing more on like substance instead of just like surface level superficial things. Take that how it resonates. I feel like this is a very vague message, but I feel like for the people who intuitively know that this is for you, like for people who this is resonating with, will know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like there's someone in your life who is letting you know, like maybe there are people around you telling you like, hey, this person that you're hanging out with, or this person that you're looking up to is actually not that nice, is actually not that good, but you're like ignoring this like cautious message or this cautious warning from these people because you're maybe too influenced by this other person who you're looking up to or you're aspiring to be like. There could be like friends, parents, well-wishers, even partners telling you to be cautious of this person, but you're ignoring their caution and you're maybe being a little bit impulsive, a little bit wasteful, a little bit reckless. And that's going to just do more harm than good. Group number 2. So like a way for you to embody your divine feminine is to definitely be a little bit more mindful about your abundance. Be more mindful about being grateful for it, enjoying it, yes, but also making sure that you're not throwing it away, by making sure that you're not spending it to a point where it's not gonna come back to you or you're going to lose it all. Okay, yeah, this could be like you shopping for things or like you investing in things that are not going to have much returns. Maybe some of you are like gambling into something, or like, yeah, just not being cautious about your abundance. And like abundance could be like, you know, in any shape, way or form, right? Like you could be financially abundant, or you know, emotionally abundant, in the sense that you are an empath and you have a lot of empathy to give to people, you have a lot of support to give to people, you have a lot of love to give to people, you have a lot of time to give to people, but maybe you're being a little bit reckless with that. You have a lot of energy to give to people, but you're being a little bit reckless. Like instead of focusing those things on yourself, you're like giving that freely to someone who maybe doesn't even deserve that, or doesn't deserve as much of it as you are giving them. Okay, so like maybe somebody's taking up all of your time to a point where you don't even have time to do the things that you want to do. You're so focused on just being there for this person, or just, you know, giving and pouring into this person's cup, that there's barely anything left in your cup at the end of the day. And there's also a very maybe low possibility of your cup being replenished, you know, because maybe the time or the energy or the money that you're pouring into this other person, nobody is pouring that into your own cup. You aren't doing that, but other people around you aren't doing that either. So like, maybe you have reached a point where you're just giving and giving and giving and not receiving anything, or you're giving to a point where you don't even realize that you should also be receiving something in return for how much you're giving. So yeah, that's like something that you're being asked to be mindful of in order to embody your healthy divine feminine. Because yeah, it is very feminine to be a giver, but not to a point where you're being depleted of your life force in that process, right? So I'm gonna live shuffle the tarot for you. Let's find out how you can maybe bring more balance, or like what you can do in order to embody your divine feminine. So we have the Tower and we have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, being mindful, you know, being a little bit more cautious, being a little bit more calculative, taking precaution before there is a need for you to take a cure. That's the bottom line, right? Making sure that you check yourself before you wreck yourself, considering we have the Tower moment here. And like I was saying, there is a possibility that you could lose everything. You could lose it all if you don't, you know, start being a little bit more mindful and being a little bit more careful. And I don't mean to scare you, group number 2. This is just a warning, this is just a caution. So like, you know, all's not lost just as yet. So take this to heart, take this advice to heart, and actually try and implement this in your life before you experience a Tower moment where you are left with nothing, or where, you know, it feels like any stability that you have in your life has just come falling down or crumbling down. So we have the Nine of Cups next up, as well as the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, so we're progressing from the Page to the Knight. With the Nine of Cups, what I can see is that yeah, like I feel like your current behavior is something that is really stroking your own ego, and you're behaving this way because you're behaving from a place of the ego. Maybe these are things that are making you feel really good in the moment. Maybe this is something that's yeah, it's feeling like an ego boost, it's feeling like an ego stroke when you are being reckless, or when you're showing off how much money you have, or maybe if you're showing off the kind of lifestyle you live. So like, for an example, you know, like if you're posting everything about your life on social media, maybe the likes and the validation is something that's bringing you happiness, but it is detrimental in the long run, because that kind of lifestyle isn't sustainable. That kind of validation isn't sustainable, right? Because someday if these people stop liking your posts, or if you stop getting followers, that's going to affect your self-esteem, that's probably going to affect your career, it's going to affect the relationships around you, it's going to affect your lifestyle, it's going to affect how you function as a person, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the world, how you look at yourself, right? So like, yeah, it's like a domino effect that could happen. So there is like progress that's happening here if you take this message to heart and actually start implementing mindfulness in your life. Because yeah, because I really feel like at the moment you are acting from your ego, and you're being asked to like detach from your ego if that's possible. And yeah, that's just something that you can do. That's power that lies within your hand. You just have to like restrain yourself, you just have to, you know, be more mindful and more discerning about how much you want to share and how much you want to keep to yourself, how much you want to put out there and how much you want to just enjoy things for yourself in that moment. Yeah, and that's just something that you can do. It's not like you have to delete this app, or it's not like you have to cut these people out of your life. It's literally like, how can you use these things or be a part of this world but still maintain balance, but still work from a place of detachment, still work from a place where you're not operating from a place of ego. Instead, you're working from a place of your higher self. You know, you're thinking about growth, you're thinking about abundance mindset, you're thinking about the future instead of thinking about the here and the now, instead of being a very id driven person who's just very pleasure seeking and is like looking after instant gratification. How can you, you know, instead work on creating something that's going to give you delayed satisfaction for a much longer period of time, or is something that's going to bring you a lot of stability in the future and continue to bring satisfaction to you in the future, right? So that's something that like you have to really work out on your own, whether that's like, you know, you deciding to limit your screen time, or whether it's you deciding to distance yourself from these people, or whether that's you deciding to not post everything that you're buying on social media, or, you know, limiting your posts on social media. That's something that you are going to have to work out based on, you know, how you want to function moving forward. So there's like no specific goal that you're being asked to go after, and there's no like specific actions that you are being asked to like do. It's just like a general made to order personalized kind of changes that you will have to make in your life depending on how far along you are on this journey of you know, being a little bit impulsive or reckless. Yeah. Let's see the end result of what would happen if you do take this message to heart, and what will happen when you start embodying your divine feminine. So we have the Page of Cups and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Your bottom deck energy is the Four of Wands. Yes, you are going to be more stable, more secure. There is going to be a stable, secure foundation in your life. You'll be happier. You are going to have everything that you wish for. You are going to have enough for everything that you want and desire and need, okay, if you are just a little bit more mindful, and if you do take this message carefully and you start implementing this in your life, and if you start operating from your divine feminine, your healthy divine feminine, instead of from your ego, I definitely feel like there is possibility for growth. There is possibility for you to get your life in order. There's a possibility for you to, you know, get your life back on track, for you to organize your resources, organize your life, organize, you know, your future to a certain extent. And that could also bring in, again, authentic, genuine connections for you guys. This was a message that came out for group number 1 as well, as a result of them stepping into their divine feminine. But yeah, for you also that is coming through, that, you know, you are going to then have people in your life who want to hang out with you because they like you, and not because of how much money you have or how many followers you have. Like, you're gonna have genuine connections in your life instead of, you know, groupies. You're gonna have, you know, better connections with people, but you're also gonna have a much better relationship with your own resources as well. Okay, so resources in terms of your time, your money, your effort, your self-esteem, your confidence. You're gonna have just a better connection with yourself as well, not just with other people, if you know, embody your healthy divine feminine and detach from your ego, group number 2. So that's the reading that I have for you guys. I feel like if I go on any further, I'll just be repeating myself. So I think I'm gonna end your reading on this note. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Claim this reading as well if you'd like to in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. You guys chose the lapis lazuli heart crystal. So let's find out how you can embody your divine feminine. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with your pre-shuffled oracle cards first. So we have balance, we have strength, we have mother nature, and we have cleansing. I cleanse myself of the things that no longer serve me. Okay, so group number 3, something that I'm immediately picking up for you guys, and like, take it how it resonates, is that you can step into your divine feminine, your healthy divine feminine, and embody your healthy divine feminine by really cleansing your life and working towards bringing more balance into your life when it comes to you cutting out things that are a little bit low vibe. Okay, this could be habits, this could be thought patterns that are a little bit low vibe, that are causing a little bit of imbalance in your life. Okay, this could just mean you maybe not sleeping on time, not waking up on time, not having enough meals during the day, smoking a lot, drinking a lot, indulging in a lot of maybe online shopping, or just shopping in general, spending too much money. Like it's like you need to do these things within limit. Okay, nobody is asking you to not enjoy a Sunday, you know, and like have a lie-in till 8 p.m. 8 a.m. No one's asking you to do that. Nobody is asking you to wake up at 5 o'clock every single day, but like, wake up at like a reasonable time. If you're drinking, don't drink to a point where, you know, you black out, or you forget what you did last night, or where you went last night, or who you were with last night. Like, you know, yeah, don't push yourself to extremes. Okay, don't spend to a point where you've maybe like almost reached your limit, and maybe like, you know, you're now in overdraft or something of that sort. Don't eat junk food or eat out to a point where it's affecting your health and you don't even remember the last time you had a vegetable or a home cooked meal. Like, don't take it to that extreme is something that I'm really picking up on, because at the moment it definitely feels like you're a little bit maybe not grounded, and you're feeling like there's no routine in your life, or maybe the routine that you have is not really serving you, and life at the moment is just feeling like it's a little bit out of balance. Like, you know, spending too much time indoors, and like, you know, not going out at all, or constantly going out and not being at home at all. You know, yeah, like, you need to balance, bring more balance into some aspect of your life. And this is a general reading, so take it how it resonates. It could be in any shape, way or form. Okay, this could be like you overworking yourself and not taking a break, or you procrastinating and not working, or, you know, this could be like you either spending too much time with your partner or with friends and not at all any time on your own, or you're spending too much time on your own and not at all with loved ones. So yeah, there's just some sort of balance that's required for you to bring into your life. and into your routine more specifically, and that includes you having a lot of strength and showing a lot of restraint and literally cleansing these things out of your life for good. Okay, giving up some of these things for good. Okay, whether that's giving up smoking for good, or giving up drinking for good, or at least like doing like a whole month with not drinking at all, or like giving yourself like 1 month's time to balance out your sleep cycle, or 1 month's time to maybe try and get at least 2,000 steps in a day, if not 10,000. If you're gonna go from like 200 steps in a day to like even 2,000, give yourself time and grace for that growth to happen, but start somewhere, and like make big changes even if you're going to start slowly. But if you do have the discipline and the strength to completely make this change, like an overnight change, and you know that you're going to be disciplined enough to keep up with this, then do that. Okay, whatever works for you, do it. But there is this need for you to like really get your ducks in a row, really get your life in order, really sort out your routine, is something that I'm picking up on here for you to be able to embody your divine feminine. Okay, spending more time in nature, going on nature walks, you're spending time out in the sun. If you're like into taking like baths, or like even if you're showering, just making sure that you create like a nice ambience, create like a ritual around it where you genuinely feel like you're cleansing your body. Okay, like having more water, drinking more water, consuming more like healthy food, listening to songs, watching movies that put you in a good mood, instead of constantly watching drama, or constantly watching reality TV show. Every once in a while you can indulge, but picking up a good book and reading that, instead of constantly only reading online drama and like comments of people hating on each other, or like just spending too much time on Twitter, because we all know Twitter is like a very hateful place, which is why I don't have a Twitter account. But yeah, whatever it is, okay, like limiting things to a certain degree till you can bring some balance into your life, or completely getting rid of them in order to bring balance into your life. So yeah, that's something that I'm picking up for you guys, for you to be able to embody your divine feminine. Group number 3, let's live shuffle the tarot and find out maybe how you can do this, how you can bring more balance, what you can do to bring more balance into your life. So we have the Empress and we have the King of Wands. Ooh, okay, so this is like a balance of the masculine and the feminine energy within you. So like, how I was saying that maybe you're taking it to extremes, maybe the energy that you're operating from is also in an extreme, where you're either completely in your Empress energy, or you're completely in your King of Wands energy, where you're either completely being very passive, you're being quite inactive, or you're being so active, you're being so out there that there's no moment of respite for you. So yeah, something that you definitely need to work on is bringing those masculine and feminine energies in balance, and you can do that. How can you do that? Let's see. Let's get some more information. We have the Hanged One and we have the Fool. Okay, so something that I'm picking up on is maybe like setting out like time for yourself, in the sense that maybe like buying a planner, or asking someone in your life to like wake you up on time and like not let you sleep in, or like like if you're hanging out with your friends, you're like asking like a reliable friend to basically help you cut off the drinks after you've reached a limit, right? So yeah, like organizing your life in some way, starting afresh, starting anew, looking at things from a different perspective, in the sense that maybe, you know, not hanging out with these people for a while, or like not going to these places for a while, or like not indulging in the things that maybe trigger your need to indulge in these things that are not helping, right? So like for an example, maybe you stalk your ex and you see that they're happy, and that like triggers you, so you want to go out and drink, or you know, you're comparing yourself to somebody else's life, and to only feel good about yourself, you end up shopping, or you end up buying things that you don't need. So like trying to like cut yourself out from doing that. So in the sense, maybe blocking this person, or you know, making sure that you're not like comparing yourself, like just making lists is something that I'm picking up on, like buying a planner and like really like budgeting your life. So like, you know, this is how much money I can spend on going out this month, this is how much money I can spend on shopping this month, and then not overdoing it, and like actually taking those budgets seriously. Or like I was saying, like, you know, not at all going to these places or doing these things that trigger you to doing these like low vibe things, if that makes sense. So yeah, just like blocking your ex on social media so that you don't stalk them in the first place, that could help. Yeah. I know this is not really helpful. Let's just get some more clarification, okay? Let's just ask the cards to like literally tell you what to do. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, okay, and we have the Ten of Swords. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, group number 3. Yeah. Planning for your future, okay? Having like a future goal in mind that you are so focused on that that's almost distracting you or motivating you to not go back to these old ways, or to not indulge in these low vibe things in the first place. Book tickets to a vacation, or like, you know, say like reward yourself, okay, in the sense that say, you know, you want to get your sleep cycle on track. Track your sleep cycle for the next 1 month, and you know, set a goal like, okay, at the end of this month, if I'm able to get my sleep cycle on track, I am going to allow myself to buy that one thing that's on my wish list, okay? So like positive reinforcements is something that I am picking up on here. Like, you know, try and keep like a future goal. Like if I go 6 months saving money, then I'm going to treat myself by going on that trip that I wanted to, or like, you know, booking tickets for that trip, or like booking your flight tickets or whatever for a trip that you want to go to. And then like, you know, like, so basically when you have that reward in place, or when you have that goal in place, be like, oh, I need to save up money so I can spend on that trip, right? Or like, oh, I need to behave myself in order to feel like I deserve this trip. So yeah, just like basically manipulating your own mind into being able to bring more balance into your life, okay? So yeah, so like positive reinforcement, or even like negative reinforcement, okay? Taking away things. If you're not being good, then like, you know, saying, oh, I wasn't good this month, so like I'm not going to watch Netflix for 3 days, okay? So like, yeah, whatever it is that's going to help you bring your life on track, that's something that you need to work on. You know, keeping a future goal in plan, positive reinforcements is something that can help. Yeah, making sure that you are maybe writing it down, like actually putting these plans on paper so that you have something to look at, so that you have something to remind you that this is your goal, or that this is something that you're working towards, or so that you just think more about the future instead of thinking about how you can make yourself feel good in the here and now. Okay. So yeah, maybe like instant gratification is something that you are struggling with. Okay, you're maybe too focused on making yourself happy and satisfied in the here and now that you are neglecting your future. Making sure that you stay on track in the present so that you have a good future is something that is really going to help you embody your divine feminine. Okay, let's see what the result is going to be. Okay, if you put in this work, if you just organize your life a little bit, what is the outcome going to be like? What is the outcome going to look like? We have the Four of Cups. Okay, you'll be able to fight temptation. First of all, you'll be able to be in a better state of mind where you are no longer controlled by your impulses, and you might also be able to, you know, receive blessings. It's almost like this delayed gratification is going to pay off, and you are finally going to then get the thing that you want. Okay, you're going to get the blessing that you want. You're probably going to manifest something that you've been wanting. Okay, and it's going to feel like it's come out of the blue, but that's actually not the case. It's the universe rewarding you. It's like the universe, you know, positively reinforcing these things in your life so that you feel like, oh my god, yes, all of this work that I've been doing has not gone to vain, and it's not gone to waste, and I've actually gotten what I wanted to. And that is going to bring you emotional satisfaction in the long term. Okay, this is going to bring you happy ending. This is going to change your life, because we have the Wheel of Fortune as your bottom deck energy, and we have the Sun right below that. So yes, it is going to change your life in a pretty big manner if you just organize your life in a much better way. Like, you know, work on your routine, have more of a routine, have more of a balance in your life. Yeah, it's okay if life is going to be a little bit monotonous for a while, because it's going to bring more stability, it's going to bring more security in your life, and that's going to help you in the long run by bringing you happiness, by bringing you satisfaction, and by also bringing you a happy ending in terms of something that you have wanted, and being rewarded with that thing from the universe. Okay, being rewarded for your hard work. Okay, group number 3. So yeah, it might take some strength, it might take some restraint, but you can do this. And yeah, that's the message that I have for you guys. So I think I'm gonna end your reading on this note. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Claim this reading in the comments below if you'd like to as well. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.